Hello, my name is Linda. I teach English as a second language. In the past, I taught ESL in public schools. Now I teach voluntarily, sometimes in churches or community settings or in my home. Some of my students wanted more review. Some of my students moved away, and some got a job or other conflict that kept them from coming to class, but they wanted to keep learning, thus the videos. My presentations are based on what I have discovered are the most useful explanations on speaking and understanding American English. Anyone can watch, but the purpose of these is for those who know some English and just want to improve. I sometimes use a somewhat unconventional approach, not what you would normally get in a college language class, but I hope it's helpful. Also, because I teach sometimes in places where I have no technology, I depend on handouts and posters. I'm using many of those posters in these videos because I already have them and it's easier for me to use them. The first series will be pronunciation. There will be 3 lessons or more. Well, 4 I've got written here. Lesson 1 will be consistent consonant sounds, consonants with 1 sound. Lesson 2 will be consonants with 2 or more sounds. Lesson 3, vowel sounds. Lesson 4, sounds that link and separate words in a sentence. I think that will be all. I may make another one. Then the series after that will be words in an English sentence that you may or may not be able to translate to English or may not normally at the beginning put in a sentence, but they're important. And it's not a very long series. The third series will be the one that you most expect it to be, and it will be longer, on sentence patterns, parts of speech, grammar, and the rhythm and flow of English sentences. But always intermingled with that will be pronunciation. I begin now with the pronunciation series, number 1, consonants that have 1 sound. This is the poster. They're all in red. If you open this up, there are other letters that are in black that have more than 1 sound, but these are the ones that have only 1 sound. Excuse me. I'm going to start with the simple one, the letter M, lips together and hum. This is voiced, vibrate, but lips must always touch. Some of my students say, I am not. The lips didn't touch. It's not I am not, I am not. So this is an important one to learn for some languages. This man made the most money. Lips touch, vibrate. I am not an imposter. My name is Amy. Imposter is someone who pretends to be someone he's not. And I don't use contractions yet. I will later. But I am not instead of I'm. My name is instead of my name's. We're using the whole word, but the M is what we're studying. My name is. I am not. Those are very important for you to let the lips touch, vibrate. Letter B is similar. In letter B, in letter B, your lips close at the beginning and you hum just like on an M, but right after you start, it pops open. B. The bomb burst. Sometimes it's silent. The X means within a sentence there may be a B, but it makes no sound. No sound if it's a green one. So the bomb, no sound. Burst. The lamb, no sound. Can climb, no sound. When I read a sentence, I will read it again, and will you please read it with me? The bomb burst. The lamb can climb. Okay. Letter P is very similar to B. You form it the same way, but no vibration. It's voiceless, no voice. Just p. Only air comes out, and the popping sound is the letter P. Sometimes it is silent. Put the pie on the pretty plate. Put the pie on the pretty plate. It can be silent in a few words, such as pneumonia, the lung disease, pneumonia. No sound. Pneumonia is bad. I live in, this is the name of a town in Texas, which is where I live. I live in Pflugerville. The P is silent. We go straight to the H. I live in Pflugerville. Let me read all of those and you read them with me. Put the pie on the pretty plate. Pneumonia is bad. I live in Pflugerville. Okay? Next letter is a T, and along with it, the letter D. These two letters are formed very similarly. I'll do T first. The tongue touches the top, not against the front teeth. Some languages will put that right against the front teeth. We don't do it that far forward. It's a little bit back, but it pops. And with a T, there's no vibration. T. The X means it can also be silent, as in often and listen. Sometimes people say often, but most of the time it's often. I often listen to hunters talk about trips. Now, when we say about trips, we don't want to say about to trips, because if you put that in there, we hear the word a, and it doesn't make sense. So we have to connect the two T's by stopping this T. Stop. We say about, and then trips, and there's no ta in between. I often, read this with me, I often listen to hunters talk about trips. Now the stop let me know that this was a T, but it didn't pop. The T then goes pop with the TR, trip. Talk about trips. Okay, the letter D, made exactly the same way, not quite all the way against the teeth, but close. Up at the top, front of the tongue, up at the top, just behind the front teeth, but it vibrates. It's hard to vibrate, but it does vibrate. Adam didn't do the laundry. Adam didn't do the laundry. Adam didn't do the laundry. Okay, moving on to the letter H. That should be an easy one. You just blow air. It's sometimes silent. How can I help Henry for an hour? The man is humble and honest. Sometimes people say humble. More often it's humble. You say this with me. How can I help Henry for an hour? The man is humble and honest. SH. SH is just blowing out air, but the tongue is so close to the top of the mouth and the teeth are almost closed. Very little air can go through. It's like you wanted to close it off, but there is a leak. The air is getting out. You never stop the air when you're saying an SH. It's not ch, it's sh. The air keeps coming from the very beginning. The air goes. The sheep got off the ship onto the shore. These two words are close, but they're not the same. Many people want to pronounce these two the same. It's sheep, ship. Sheep, ship. That's a vowel lesson. We'll do it more later. Say it with me. The sheep got off the ship onto the shore. Okay. W. W is, it should be easy, but because of the sound in other languages, and I've taught many, many different languages, and this is a common thing that comes up with a W, you don't let your lips stick out enough. So we want to practice doing that even more than we need to at first. Ooh. That's the sound of the W. Ooh. If you look from the side, you can see my lips come out. Ooh. If you don't come out enough, it's ooh, and it doesn't sound like a W. You have to let your lips come forward. It's like a kiss position. Not a kiss sound, but a kiss position. Here's my hand. Kiss. So, we will work well together. We will work well together. Watch from the side. We will work well together. Sometimes it's silent. He wrote it the wrong way. He had a wreck. So sad. He had a wreck in his car. He wrote. See, it's an R, but not a W. Even though my lips look like they're pulling in, I'm only setting it for the R. He wrote it the wrong way. So the W is silent. I didn't go woo. Read it with me. We will work well together. He wrote it the wrong way. He had a wreck. WH is very much like it, but there's no vibration. So I just have to push a little air out. It's like blowing out a little candle, just a tiny candle. Now, I start off with a regular W and a vibrate. The wind, no vibration. Whistled. Whistled has a silent T. Another thing we'll teach later, but I want to mention now, is when we have a something LE at the end of a word, or an LED, we reverse the sound of the E and the L because it's hard to put it in order. It's hard to say whistled, so we say whistled. So we say old. Whis, silent T. Old. Whistled. The wind whistled and white snow fell. White whistled. The reporter asks why, when, where, who, what, and how. Read this with me. The wind whistled and white snow fell. The reporter asks why, when, where, who, what, and how. Now to the letters V and F, which are made very much alike. One vibrates, one doesn't. The letter V, the one that vibrates. This is not in some languages at all, so you're wanting to put another sound in place of it, but it has to be made this way. The bottom lip goes inside the mouth. You bite the bottom lip gently. And for the V, you also vibrate. The teeth show. Watch as I read. The vase is very lovely. I never brought this lip down for a V. This is the hardest thing for some people, is to keep the lip up. So I say, hold the lip. The vase is very lovely, so that you learn to keep that lip out of the way. The vase is very lovely. Look over the evidence. It is available for everyone. The only time I hide my teeth is on the B and then to make the W sound right here. One. So watch that my lips, this lip doesn't come down, except those two places. The vase is very lovely. Look over the evidence. It is available for everyone. Available for everyone. The rest of the time, you can see my teeth. Read it with me. The vase is very lovely. Look over the evidence. It is available for everyone. Okay, now the F is the same except no vibration. Bite the lip, no vibration. The friends fished for 4 hours. The friends fished for 4 days. I think I said hours sometimes because another place I said hours. Okay. PH. PH sounds like an F, just like the F we just did. PH. The photo on my phone won the photography contest. If I take the Y off, it's photograph. But if I put the Y on, there are several words that end in ography in English. Ography, so the og is louder. Read it with me. The photo on my phone won the photography contest. The letter K. Middle of the tongue does the stopping of air. K, and then drops. No vibration. K. Sometimes it's silent. I know the kitchen is dark. Please knock. Kitchen, dark. Silent, silent. Read it with me. I know the kitchen is dark. Please knock. Letter Q has the same sound. In English, it usually has a U after it, but it's the same K. I asked him a question quietly. Shh, quietly. Why did he quit? He is quite tall. Quiet, 2 beats. Quiet. Quit, short I. Quite, because it has a silent E, this I has to say its name, I, long I. Say it with me. I asked him a question quietly. Why did he quit? He is quite tall. Letter J. Other languages don't always say J as strongly as we do, and it's more like je, a softer sound, but we really make it strong at the beginning. It's a D, definite cutoff of such. Just sent him to jail. It's very loud. N. N is with the front of the tongue up against the top of the mouth, close to the front. No air gets out. It comes out through the nose, rumbles in the head. Nancy never naps. And it can be silent. See the column of trees in autumn. He sang a hymn. When you have MN at the end of the word, the N is silent. Say it with me. Nancy never naps. See the column of trees in autumn. He sang a hymn. In G, the middle of the tongue. The middle of the tongue. I'll have to make this the middle of the tongue. The middle of the tongue comes up, or here's the middle of the tongue. Comes up, the front is down. And the teeth are here. And the middle of the tongue stops all the air from getting out so that it only comes to the nose. M does that. Now we do it with just the tongue. Front of the tongue down, middle of the tongue up. I sang when I found my ring. Nothing is wrong. The young child has good lungs. Read it with me. I sang when I found my ring. Nothing is wrong. The young child has good lungs. Z. Z vibrates. It barely lets any air get out. The tongue is trying to stop it, but right in the middle, the air is leaking out. Z. And it vibrates. Very important that it vibrates. The zoo has 0 zebras now. I am puzzled. Why are the bees buzzing? Say it after me. The zoo has 0 zebras now. I am puzzled. Why are the bees buzzing? Okay, the last two. L, which also can be silent. L, for some languages, is hard. Not for all languages, but it's very important that you say this one in the way we say it, or we won't understand it. The L uses just the front tip of the tongue and puts it right behind the teeth. So the teeth are here, the tongue is here. It curls up and goes right against the teeth and then drops to make whatever sound comes next. My granddaughter's name is Lily, so I love to use her name, Lily. Lily left a glowing light on, and then it can also be silent. I should and I would if I could. These are not should and would and could. It's I should and I would if I could. Say this with me. Lily left a glowing light on. I should and I would if I could. And the last one is R. Hard for some, but not for all. I think of it this way. Let me put this down for a minute short. Here's your tongue, and here are your teeth. Sitting on your tongue is an M&M or a Skittles or a piece of candy, small. You don't want it to fall out of your mouth. So the sides curl up just a little. Curl up on the sides just a little. Front curls up just a little. And there's the candy. And you're holding it there, but you're not touching your teeth. Now when you use the R, that's the position, like you're holding that candy there, close to the front, but not all the way up. I'm holding with my tongue and the sides a little piece of candy. I don't want it to fall out. When I get ready to go to the next sound, I drop the candy. Red, right, road, but the tongue cannot touch the top of the mouth. It cannot touch the teeth. It has to be completely free. Drop. Hold the candy, drop. Hold the candy, drop. If it touches anywhere, it's not an R. So, let's try that. The red car raced across the bridge. The red car raced across the bridge. If you need to, it's okay to put a little bit of an right there because it's in the middle, so it won't confuse us. Across the bridge. That helps you get ready to make the R if you put a little tiny there, but you don't have to. You can say across the bridge, but the tongue doesn't touch anywhere, except it's already going to touch way over here and way over here. Can't help that. But everywhere else, the tongue touches nothing. Race, car, red, across, bridge. If you do that correctly, you will be understood so much better. R is hard. Hard. I have to go up for the D, but for the R I don't. Hard, car, scar, far, par, tar, mar. There's so many words like that. R, tongue doesn't touch. Hope you can do that. And that's the end of the video. See you next time.